I would say both. I think it was a success that we beat Washington. That was a really tough game. I obviously thought, it was a loss that we lost to Washington State, but we got a lot of things to work on. And coming back to LA, we're working on those things. Learning how to close out games better. And so yeah, I think that was one of the biggest things, closing out the game better.
USC has a lot of good bigs.
Mm-hmm.
So whether you guys are playing big lineup, small lineup, are you kind of prepared to be more physical with those guys, you think?
Definitely. We've had a lot of physical games. Obviously, Washington, playing Michigan State, North Carolina, those have all been very physical games. And I think, we're going to be prepared. It's nothing really new. We're pretty used to the physicality, especially in practice, banging with all the our bigs. So they go hard.
Have you been to any UCLA USC basketball games in the past?
I have not. No, I have not been to. Maybe I have. I don't remember. Maybe when I was a kid.
After the loss to Cal State Fullerton, Coach really talked about trying to find humility. Do you
Yeah.
guys? And I know you took away the name on the jerseys last week. Do you
Yeah.
guys think you found it?
I think I think we did find it. I think we're still trying to get to where he wants us to be, but we're taking the steps in the right direction, and I think throughout conference we're gonna be feeling a lot better.
Has he told you where those steps are, like where he wants you to be?
He just wants us to go out there and play our hearts out no matter what, and I think we're taking those steps in the right direction right now.
From the taking the letters off to, I know some different times guys have gone quick hooks.
Yeah.
In his public comments, it seems like he's been pretty blunt in his appraisals when things haven't gone right.
Yeah.
As a team, though, it seems like you guys are kind of okay with, right? You guys understand that he cares and stuff.
Yeah.
How's he kind of able to, I guess, toe that line between being kind of harsh without maybe, breaking your guys' spirit?
You gotta be prepared for anything that might come. You just gotta know it's not personal. It's all just to win the game. I was coached by my dad, and he was always super blunt and straightforward with me. So that's something I'm used to, and I've had a lot of coaches like that in the past. And so me personally, I'm just used to it. I know a lot of other guys have had coaches like that in the past. And it's just you just can't take it personally. You just gotta keep understand that he wants to win, and so do we. And anything we can do to win, that's what we're gonna do.
Just my teammates and my coach, give me the confidence to play like I did, and I don't see that wavering. So hopefully the streak can continue. You want someone that's honest with you. Coach has been honest since day one. So as a player, you want that. You want somebody to tell you the truth.
Was it jarring at all at first, or?
Not necessarily. I've grown up with coaches similar to him, so nothing new to me.
Do you feel like the team's energy levels at a different height right now? Now that Pac-12, you're a week into Pac-12 playing, have the UC rivalry coming up?
Probably, maybe a little bit. Guys are kind of hyped, for conference. Freshmen like, Jaime and Jake, it's their first, trip going to conference, and conference is a different season than the games before. So there's some energy going, and we know this is basically a new season. So we're trying to pick it up. Keep the energy up, keep the spirits up, so we can turn it around.
Is there any extra buzz around the USC game? Maybe not on the court, like X's and O's, but like in the locker room, guys talking.
No, it's another game. We're going in to win, just like every other game.
He was just talking about the difference kind of between effort and kind of winning effort. As the season has kind of progressed, have you gained any kind of insight into what that means?
Yeah, every day he tells us, there's a difference between just playing and playing to win. Mm-hmm. Like you said, effort and winning effort. I think the guys, including myself, are, now learning what the difference is.
What are some of those things?
Just being on the floor, first team on the floor, getting loose balls. Things that don't show up in the stat sheet, that's what wins games. And we're beginning to understand that. And we showed it in Washington, and we've got to play like that for the rest of the season.
And I think it's one of those things too, right? That is, once you guys kind of start understanding that, even as players, you kind of start maybe holding each other accountable.
Yeah. Coach has been harping on that. He can't be the only voice, in practice, in the game, on the bench, or whatever it is. We've got to, tell each other, if we're doing something wrong, we got to point it out to each other. Like you said, holding each other accountable, we got to do a lot more of that.
Has there been a player that has really stepped up in that regard?
I'd say in previous practices, David Singleton. Guys that haven't played much have really been preparing us to win the games. Someone like David Singleton, we know he does three things well: plays defense, takes care of the ball, and he shoots. He, hasn't found his groove yet, but in practice, he's always the one going hard. He's letting guys know if they're messing up, letting guys know what they need to do. But everybody's holding each other accountable now, but I'd say he's leading the charge.
What about you? Do you feel that you're leading a charge in a way? I mean, you had a big game against Washington, and you had good offensive games. What are you doing in these games to kind of have that leadership role?
Well, I've got to pick up my effort on defense. Offense doesn't win games. So, as you can see, I had good games recently, but we didn't win the last game. So obviously there was something I could have done more. I'm not as big of a vocal guy. I love talking to my teammates. My teammates love me. I love them. But I just try to play, set the example on the court, and I've got to pick up my effort on defense so I can set the example on that side.
What was this last 5 days or so like for you after that incredible performance against Washington? Have you been hearing from people you hadn't heard from? Congratulations. What's been kind of the feedback you've gotten?
People, have been telling me congrats to, people I don't really talk to as much, but, that just comes and goes. But, it's just kind of been, just keep working, work to the next game. That one's over, so I just got to keep producing and working harder and getting better.
Did Coach give you any instructions, say, if you have the open shot, take it? You had 7 3-pointers. What did Coach tell you about that game?
He knew they were in a zone, so he was telling everyone, including me, shoot with confidence. If your shot is open, if they give you the space to take the shot, because we need open shots. So he was telling me on the bench and in the game, if you're open, I want you shooting it, shoot with confidence. So that's what I did, and then I was open, so I knocked him down.
Did you know that you were going to get that last shot against Washington?
I did not. It was kind of it wasn't really a set play, but it was kind of trying just to score because we were only down 2. And we were just trying to score, so then Chris drove, and then he got stopped, so the ball got reversed around to me, and I was open. So yeah, we definitely focus on defense. That's kind of become our main thing these past weeks, given what's happened earlier in the season. So we've been focusing more on defense now, holding the team to a certain standard of how many points, like 60-ish around there. If we can hold a team to that, we can definitely win. So that's been our goal, just defense now.
Nick was here talking about how his goal for you guys really this year is to really kind of establish a culture. Have you felt that changing over the course of the season?
Yeah, I definitely have. During the beginning, everyone was we were working hard, but we weren't really working together. Now that after that break with Cal State Fullerton coming into Pac-12, I think everyone's really bought in to the fact of togetherness, and we have to do this together as a team, and it's not going to be done individually.
What does that win at Washington to open the conference? How does that set the tone for you guys, just mentally going into the rest of the season?
Definitely, brings a lot of, makes us want to hustle more, makes us want to play harder for coach. Given that, we are a good team and we can beat those teams. So we just got to keep pushing, working harder, and, just listen to what coach says and keep playing together.
With what happened at Washington State, does that sting a little bit, or do you just move past it and try to focus on the next game?
It definitely stung a little bit, given that we were up and we had a chance to win. But I know we gotta let it brush it off our shoulders and let it be in the past. Just learn from it and then keep moving forward from here and focus on what's next.
What do you have to do to win that game?
We really haven't gone over much film. I know they're a good team. I think they're 12-3, so we just gotta keep playing hard on defense. That's going to be our main goal, is just focusing on the defensive end, and then we'll let offense come to itself.
Do you have a favorite USC UCLA game growing up that you watched? Maybe it could be football, it could be anything. Was there anything that you remember?
Nothing really specifically that comes to mind now.
So David Singleton last year was a freshman, like a 3-point shooter, going into conference play. He played well. Is there any advice that he's given you heading into conference play this year? Is you're kind of a 3-point shooter tip?
Definitely he's talked to me, just keep shooting. If you're open, shoot with confidence. Just shoot the ball. That's what we're both good at. So I mean, if any open shot comes to us, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna shoot it.